So today's video is going to be all about this guy. Going to go back to front, front to back in some sort of an order, tell you about what I've done to this bike to get it race ready. Thanks for watching. So they're black, they're round, they sticky to the ground. It's tyres. So I think this is the single most important modification that you can make to your bike. So forget your power commanders and your ECUs and your air filters and all of that carry on. These tyres went on probably the equivalent of about 2 track days ago. They were brand new tyres, straight on the bike, and within a lap or two I had probably the best grip and feeling that I've ever had on a motorbike. So what they are is they're Pirelli Diablo Supercorsa V1s. The front tyre is an SC1 compound, so the soft compound, and then the rear is a SC2 compound, medium compound. And these are probably one of the most popular track day tyres on the market. There's plenty of data on these in relation to tyre pressures and things like that. Gives you plenty of information before you go out on track to keep you rubber side down. As you can see, brakes are pretty standard apart from the braided line, and then within the caliper itself all I've got is some sintered pads in there. What they allow you to do is just to generate a little bit more heat within the pad itself, and then all I do every year is refresh the brake fluid, so that's a job for over the winter. Might do a video about that, we'll see how we do. The second most important modification I think on the bike is the suspension. So last year I had some Öhlins internals and some weight rated forks fitted over at MCT at Stowmarket in Suffolk. The rear was, or is, just a standard unit which has been serviced with some added shims put into the shock just to raise up the back of the bike a little bit to how it was from standard. And then what Darren has kind of done is offered me a suspension setup for dry and wet, which is really quite simple to chuck in up on the front of the bike here and down here. Pretty much talks you through how to do it. So number 4 on the list is cockpit and controls. As you can see, I've got all the original road stuff on here still from when it was a road bike. From the start of the video you can see that it just runs off a normal ignition start button with kill switch. All of the road stuff has been disconnected, so horn, indicators, that sort of thing have obviously been taken off the bike. And what I can do with this is I can control the rain light, which is kind of a necessary if you're going to race. You need a rain light. It doesn't have to be controlled from the button, but it just adds with convenience. I know where I'm at. The only other thing that's different from a road bike is this lever guard here on the right hand side, which covers up the brake. It's a necessary for ACU and for racing, but it's also now going to be a necessary for 2021 if you're just going to go do a track day. Very cheap. You can get in between about a tenner and, well, the sky's the limit really. Get it fitted if you want to get yourself on track. It's really easy. Next on the list is crash protection. So what I've gone and done is I've basically gone and stuck these frame sliders on both sides just to prevent any damage should I drop this bike. And then there's also the NRC race covers stuck on the outside of the engine, or in place of the engine covers. They're just a little bit more hardy than standard casings. I did actually go to a garage to get these fitted, but well worth it. The only downside I would say to these is they're a little bit heavy. I can't tell you off the top of my head what they weigh. They're a little bit heavier than the standard ones. If you can get something nylon that could do the same job, that will save you a little bit of weight, but well worth the investment. So lock wiring. ACU want you to lock wire anything that has the potential to drop oil on the track. So I'll give you a closer look there. What we're doing is applying a bit of positive tension onto anything that could potentially vibrate itself loose. So what we've done is we've just lock wired shut the filler cap, the dipstick, the oil filter and an oil cooler on the engine. And as I said, that just applies a little bit of positive tension on the threads to prevent them from vibrating loose. What I'm going to do for you is, it's a bit of a daunting thing, is I'm going to get my mate who's a aircraft engineer to deliver a YouTube video separately on that for you. He's the guy to be doing that. Next on the list is rear sets. So as you can see, these aren't the standard rear sets. What I've done is I've chucked in these rear sets here. They actually came with the bike. From these little holes you can see that these can be adjusted to you. It just gives a little bit more flexibility and kind of foot position, leg position to make you a little bit more comfortable on the bike. Bodywork doesn't seem like it's the most important, but it's an ACU requirement for you to have an oil catch tray underneath your bike, and that just prevents Josh Brooks' incident like at Mallory Park, where he dumped his oil on the track and a few people fell off. Luckily I don't think anyone was too badly injured, but anyway, all the same, we just want to minimise that risk. Another benefit of the race bodywork is the fact that it comes in 3 parts. So you've got the top bit, the tail unit and the belly pan itself, and that can be taken off really quickly by these quarter turn screws here and the Allen key bolt down here, which is mirrored on the other side as well. This could be taken off within about 5 or 10 minutes should you need to do any quick work on the bike. So yeah, that's the body work. And then you got the what they called tank grip. So this one's made by Easy Grip, you have them made by Stomp Grip, all different sorts of things, and that just provides a little bit of grip for your legs to grip onto the bike if you're coming to a braking area. If you're leaning off the bike particularly, it gives you just a little bit of extra confidence there. And then as you can see on the actual bodywork itself, going back to this, I have absolutely loads of free space on this fairing, so any sponsorship opportunities, call me. Yeah. So that's it, end of my second video. I hope that is of some help to everybody. So when I first started out, kind of one of the main barriers to me starting racing was I was quite daunted and intimidated by the whole track bike thing, what to do on the bike to get it right. Would I pass scrutineering? It turns out I did. Had a really good and I'd say successful race weekend off the back of it. So if you like what you've seen today, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and thank you for your support already. Thanks for watching and stay safe.